In this video, I'd like to give a quick introduction to some environment variables in Linux, particularly Ubuntu. So I'm going to run a script, and it's going to be sort of individualized for different users by using the $user environment variable and the $home. So it will, for different users, it'll know which user is running the script and what the home directory of that user is, and we could sort of see its contents or move to it. So we can sort of individualize without asking the user, where's your home and what is your username and where's your home. We can just sort of pick it up from the system. So I'm going to run this little script. I'm in documents. I'm going to ask about home, which is above the documents, and I'm going to say hello to the user without asking who the user is within the script. I'm going to say, here's where their home directory is, and here are the contents of that home directory, without necessarily being there. Okay, one thing I want to point out is that I changed the size of the font in this text editor, and that was under this sort of hamburger icon here, and there was preferences, and where was it? Fonts and colors, and then I increased this font size. And I similarly increased the font size here for the terminal, and that was, I got not on the terminal itself, but on this menu at the top, went to preferences, and this I sort of was under the profile I'm in right now is the unnamed profile, and I clicked on that, and I went here and I increased the font size there. Okay, just wanted to make you aware of those little cosmetic changes I had made. And I closed my terminal. No, I just minimized my terminal. There it is. Okay, so here is my script. It's going to say hello to the user, say here's where the home directory is, and get me and it's not just an echo. So that's what I'm showing here between 3 and 5. The 3, I'm just echoing out the value, but in 5, I'm using it in a different command, in a list command. Okay. So here it was, this obnoxious title was use some environment variables.sh, and so then I'm going to run that file. Okay. And here we are. It said to me, I'm the user, hello Blum, your home directory is home/home/Blum. And then the contents are documents and downloads and desktop, and there are a bunch of hidden things and so on. So here I am. Here is my home. There's more here than here because there are lots of hidden things with these little dots, as we see. Okay. So I also want to, so that's just a simple use of some environment variables, and they are variables, so they are sort of given to you by the system, but it is possible to change them. It will change them if it were a different user, but also you can affect some of these variables if you so desire. I'm just going to run a command printenv, which is going to print out my environment variables. And so there's a pretty long list of various things about the system you're using and who's the user and where things are located. And I want to just point out one that I always find sort of useful, and that is this path environment variable. And path is actually, the path environment variable is actually sort of an array, a set, a list. It's a string that can be parsed into a list of paths. So, and these are places where your system will look for code, for commands. So you enter a command, and in addition to the directory that you're currently in, these are the places that the system will look to see if that command is defined somewhere. So there's these are let me go to other locations and go to the computer. So now I'm at the level of the root of the system. And then there's like user local sbin. So user local sbin. So that's one of the locations, user local bin, user sbin. So these are all places where the system will look for definitions of commands. So if you define something, if you come up with a script and you want somebody to be able to use it and not necessarily be in the directory where you happen to put it, then these are the places that it can go. All right, so that was as much as I wanted to show you in this little video on environment variables. Thanks for your